so like front headlock, either you've sprawled or you've moved around to the front, right? We're going to do a very simple headlock to start. A little ice cream scoop, T-Rex choke or 10-finger guillotine, okay? And the reason I'm showing this is because we haven't done the guillotine before in great detail. It gives you a good idea of what to do with your hands instead of like a big mass chunky choke. So what I'm going to do, pop your head up for a sec. I'm going to like cup my hand and I want like the thumb knuckle just on the inside of his trachea here and the other thumb knuckle over the other side the same. So I'm kind of pinching his trachea together, or his Adam's apple together with my two pointy knuckles, okay? So one either side, close my elbow and catch here, right? How we're going to set it up, we're going to start with the turtle position. So front headlock here, I'm going to use one hand. I'm going to chin strap him here like this, okay? Notice guys that when I'm in the front headlock, I'm off my knees, okay? You're not going to get anybody who's pretty mobile here. He's going to like sit out, he's going to sit to guard, he's going to even just stand up if you stay on your knees here because you're not heavy. Where you want to be is like one shoulder down the center here, okay, or like on the top of the spine, okay? What I mean by that is that I'm here like this. I don't like to see a chest down like this because there's too much room either side, okay? It's a bit wiggly. So I want to attack with one shoulder. In this case, guys, I'm going to attack with my right shoulder because I'm right-handed and I like it that way. So from here, that shoulder's down the middle on the top of the spine. And you can see that I'm slightly at an angle, okay? And I'm making a chin strap here like this. When I make the chin strap, the fingers are just about visible on the side of Shaft's chin there, right? Okay? Hand really strong, nice firm hand, and then the other one's going to go over it like this. Not interlacing your fingers or gripping any other way, you're just going to go like this, okay? Hand over hand, here, like so. Okay, shoulder down. Connect the other hand, here. Now I'm going to go to my knees. And when I go to my knees, I'm going to drop my bread basket on the back of his head and scoop. Like I'm scooping like this. Okay? Really, really important that we close our elbows. We want his face blocked by your forearms. So we don't want any room side or side because he's going to just turn his head and come out. Okay? So all we want to do, close our elbows together and scoop. So let's look at the position again, my good strong position here. Shoulder down in between the shoulder blades, my shoulder between his shoulder blades. Chin strap on with that hand here. I can always mess with his arm for other chokes and other positions. Join my hands together here like this, fingers on fingers. My knees going either side of his head. My bread basket, my sternum, the back of his head. Scoop. Keep your elbows closed and tight. Happy days? We can do? All right, nice and easy. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Grab it. All right, guys. So don't worry if you didn't get it. Perfectly. Everybody's getting it. I mean, everybody's tapping, but everybody's getting it perfectly right. So the reason I'm showing you this first before we move into the next guillotine is because, right, probably like the most common mistake with the guillotine before you start to do any movement is that you try and like choke with your forearm, and that's like possible. So there's lots of guillotines where you will choke with your forearm. But for this one, you want to attack the windpipe. You're not attacking the windpipe or attacking the carotid, right? Here. You don't want to like just like focus on like a big massive sort of squeeze. So what we're not doing is like power guillotine or big front naked choke here like this. Instead, we want to be a bit more targeted. Now, the thing about this is when I'm teaching this all the time, especially to newcomers, is it doesn't feel as good. So getting my hand around here at the neck and squeezing really, really tight feels really, really good because it feels like I'm using a lot of muscle and I've got good control of his head. This doesn't feel as good because it feels like you've got like a shallower grip and you don't have as much control, but actually it's a much better guillotine, it's a much better technical guillotine. But what you're going to try to do here is attack one side of his neck and push the windpipe across, okay? So I'm going to catch here and I'm looking to push the windpipe across when I connect my hand. We're going to connect in the same way. The way we did the last time, all right there? Yeah. All right. So the way we did the last time was we went hand on hand and we just went like this. All I'm going to do is just angle my hand slightly differently so I'm gripping down over my little finger like so. Okay, here. All right. Now the thing is I don't really have a lot of power to do that here, so we're going to do our sit-in at the same time. There's my right shoulder still down his spine. Connecting my hand now, I'm cupping over my own hand. I'm going to walk underneath, slide my knee beneath his belly, wrap my other over the top, and finish there. So that's going to give me the crack. Okay? For anybody watching at home, right now, that squeak was my foot on the mat. All right. Everybody here remembers that though, right? So we don't need to explain that away. So look, so if anybody decides they're going to soundtrack this with little raspberries now as we go, don't. So look, my hands staying pretty much on the same position, so still like just going on one side of the trachea and try to think about pushing it across. So the hand grip again, I'm going to have to go around and show you the grip loads and loads of times because everybody will have like different variations of what they do. But what I want you doing today is cupping around so your little finger like so. So we went from here, we're just turning our hands slowly, okay? We're not doing the arm in, guys, we're just doing the arm out today, right? So good chin strap on his neck, shoulder down the middle of the spine, connect your hand. We're gonna walk to the outside, and if you don't have the control yet or the mobility, we're just gonna slide on your butt, jam your knee in underneath here. Even if Grant leaves his arm over the other side now, it's fine, yeah? Okay, so that my shin is across his belly, up on one hip, wrapping my foot over the top, and that's my finish there. It's gonna be just the same as we did scoop, right? Just side there so we can get the other around. So, right shoulder in and heavy, that posture position here. Driving that down into the center of the spine, chin strap on, reach in, connect your hands. Walk yourself around to the side and bring your knee in. So if my right hand is on the neck, my right knee is going across his belly, my right shin is going across his belly. Here. Just gonna let Grant move his hand out of the way there a little bit. To prevent the roll, I wrap on top, here like this. Squeeze my knees together, but I'm on my side, his head is on the mat, you can see that. And the finish here is applied not just with my hands, but also with the fact that Grant's crown of Grant's head is stuck on the mat here. He's looking downwards. He's looking back towards his own feet. That's really uncomfortable for him. Close your elbow. Finish here like this. All right. Everybody's going to be tempted to do this, but out comes his head when that happens. Instead, when you go here, put your chin on his back. Finish here like this. So you're going to hug him. Okay? And as we get better, we improve. Chin on the back. Support your hand. Okay, like a trap. Okay, if you get a little cough, it's good. It's good. All right. Either means they had 20 major before they walked in and got off the street, or you got it perfectly on the windpipe. Yeah. All good. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
How come you don't go just straight over the ankle?
How come I don't do what?
Go just straight. You go around to the side and around the ankle.
Is that a way of teaching? So, if I sit in here, I'm probably not going to fall. So if I just go here, I feel like I'm falling back. See that?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you're going to do one of those like flip over escapes or walkout escapes. So when I go here like this, I much prefer it because if I walk around, go inside because I'm moving underneath you.
Yeah, it's a bit tighter as well. Like.
Instead of pulling you on top of me, I'm moving underneath you.
Yeah, yeah.
We're good?
I normally just go over.
And let's look at leg position as well. So the way I'm showing you is to go around and in. It's not necessarily the way I do it live. The way I do it live is probably I'd like go through as opposed to anything. But what I'm trying to get the idea through, the reason I teach it that way as opposed to maybe do it that way all the time, is that the big mistakes that people kind of make here is they fall back when they're beginners and they just pull the guy on top and they don't do it with the leg and the guy springs out. Oh. Mike had 3 days left to retirement. So they might do something like that, or they might do something even simpler, which is just walk around over my legs, which is what I wanted Grant to do, but okay, that when I sit, he just like falls to my legs, no, the other way.
The other way?
Remember you got that black belt last year?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's start
The
again.
black belt, I don't know. Why would you go that way?
So when I go here, then I forget, he goes over to the other side, and the guillotine at this stage, if I have no legs, is pretty much gone. You can wrap the arm in under my neck, hit the bottom flu here, and I've got to release and go. So if I don't stop him with my legs, I'm going to have a problem. So the reason I'm teaching you guys to swing your legs around the side is to make sure you're just pulling them in on top of you. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. When I actually go live, I'll be more like, oh, here. Straight through, and you can see that I didn't care where the arm was. Like this. Okay? Actually, the bridge out, the bridge and walk out, it's a more complicated escape. It's a good technical escape that Grant did at the start. But that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to stop that. Okay? Trying to stop him from rolling, stop him from moving. Okay, like this. We're going to keep going at this one, right? Because I want you to be able to get it as fast as I just did it. Now we're going to talk about the finish here at the end and where people struggle. The first thing is you'll notice that Grant's head is on the mat. And not only is his head on the mat, the top of his head is on the mat, which we spoke about before. And that's perfect for me, because that means he's getting compressed into the choke. That means my hand here is getting squeezed by his own chin, and the tightness is there from here. And then I go together, like that, right? And I'm going to tell you now that everybody in your whole life, I swear to God, you're going to do this millions and millions of times. You're going to stretch away here like this and let the guy's head pop out. But hopefully you'll remember this day, and then you'll go, don't do it again, okay? So when you're in this position here, that's what I'm saying, chin to the back, to secure his head, so that his head doesn't come out, okay? And we're going to look at my right elbow here. I'm going to bring that down as tight as I can. Again, I'm not squeezing like this and angling the elbow up. So it's got to be a good finish. And we're going to try to, probably end up knocking his head out. The same thing here is what we're looking for is a bit of feedback between partners as well about the neck position and the hand position. Okay, I'm going around anyway, and I'm showing you where it should go. So if you haven't got a problem, so let's try those couple of things. Try to do a bit quicker, getting into that position like it's a trap. Okay, so we set the trap with the front headlock, and boom, we're going in to get it. And then secondly, just working on the finish. That it should be a very subtle movement to your hand, like into the push-up position here. Like that. So going from here to here with your hand. Yeah. Let's go, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, let's come around this way, then let's swing around chapter. So you're gonna go where you fall over to your side, or you try to escape to your side.
Watch the left.
Yeah. You go to your fancy escape now, just do the regular. Alright guys, everybody happy, yeah? Alright. So we're gonna do a finish from the mount now, because sometimes your partner's gonna defend by just falling over. Either trying to come out like and walk out, or just like toppling to their side, trying to take the pressure off their neck. If you do this sometimes, right, you hit it correctly, bump, they tap with both hands. Oh, get me out of here. It's like a reaction tap. That choking feeling, very quick. Other times, especially if they're more experienced, it doesn't happen that way. They hang on, they've got a couple of seconds, and they try to wriggle their way out. One of the ways they can do that is actually just by flopping to their side, so that when I go here, just wait 1 second before I go. Yeah. So from here, when I wrap and I get here, I'm blocking the direction that he wants to go, which is over the side, right, where you can get like that Von Flue position we were talking about. Okay, that's his best avenue of escape. But from here, as he's about to tap, if he just flops, okay, it's good for him because you can see that the looseness begins here. I lose the chin strap a little bit, and he's able to escape. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow him when we feel he's going to his side, right? So as I go here, I go to my shoulder, he goes, he falls, I'm going to come up, and now in position here. From here, arch up, and it's a very powerful jump, okay? Very, very quick. So, I'm using my head, and I recommend you do too, because you won't lose the connection with your hand. And I'm going to show 2 variations. One is like where we take our hands off, we can do a single hand choke, or we can just reattach our hands afterwards. So I'll show my head first, and then I'll show my hands. We can do it slow. So as Jack falls, I'm keeping my connection here, post with my head, and then step over. Now, belly down into his sternum, and lift. Quite quick. Of course, sometimes you feel you don't want to post your head on the mat, or like you don't trust your neck enough, or you just lose your grip in the middle. You can use your hand, but keep this chin strap on really, really tight. So when he goes here, he falls to the side, my hand's coming off. I can finish with one hand, or I can reattach my hands. Okay. The very important detail here is what you do with the leg that's wrapped over the top. So when he goes here, that you don't just like lazily come up here like this. You've got to step high over to begin to wrap like almost under his leg. And there's your finish from mount, okay? So we'll go over more detail in the finish if you guys struggle with it, but I'm probably better I just go around and show you. All good? Now the guillotine. 3, 2, 1. Chef, you gone? Chef, just went home. Sean, here. Man. You've been talking to yourself. So, I'll Just going to show with the mounted guillotine a little bit which way it goes. Just turn around the other way, Sean. Just hammer. So we're going to do the same thing, but I just want to show something. This is generally speaking, actually. I see this a lot for when somebody's going for the head and arm choke from mount or head and arm choke with side control, right? So when you're here, this is just for your security of the choke and for your own longevity as well, for your head and your neck. So when he falls to the side here like this, no matter what position, just walk your feet around this way a little bit more. There we go, yeah, that was comfortable. So from here, look at my head and my neck, right? And my back. They're one unit pretty much straight, okay? And that means I'm not inclined to be like this. So when you see a lot of times people going for positions, you see their head down here, like when they're trying to get underneath the guy's arm, they're doing this. It's a really terrible neck position. You should never have your neck in an archway like that. So that's when you're going to get like a little injury. More likely what's going to happen is you're just going to feel weak, and then whatever motion that your partner makes underneath you, you're going to have to let whatever it is go, because you're going to feel yourself that your neck is in danger of getting curved and pushed down to your chest like that. So when you go for the mounted guillotine now, watch my head. If I use the head post, this is good for you if you're learning the head post and you're not trusting your hand enough, that when he falls to the side, that my head is like this, almost my nose on the mat. Definitely not like this, or like out here like this, all right? Good straight neck, good straight spine, and good strong position, okay? To make sure that you're gonna, like I say, you're gonna finish the position better and you're gonna feel stronger in that position. And secondly as well, you're gonna avoid getting your neck cramped as well. We're good? Any questions before we move on?
Where's Shafi?
Took your job, Chad.
He went to the little boys' room. Any questions, guys? Everybody's happy? Okay, nice, and we'll get to do some training. So let's grab a quick mouthful of water, get some out there, then whatever you need to do.